Hi, John. I heard you're planning a surprise retirement party for your boss at the park, and I think it's a nice way to celebrate his career. I know it feels a bit overwhelming, but I have a few tips that should help you out. The first thing I'd look into is a plan B for the weather. Since the weather can be so unpredictable, it would be a smart move to rent a large tent or at least find a sheltered area you can use if it starts to rain. That way, the celebration can go on no matter what the weather's like. When it comes to the food and gear, I'd really suggest getting a catering company. Since there aren't any kitchen facilities at the park, having professionals handle it will save you from the stress of lugging all that heavy equipment yourself. To keep it a surprise, why don't you just tell your boss you're meeting for lunch nearby? Then you can suggest taking a short walk through the park on your way there, which leads him right to the party. Just make sure everyone else shows up a bit early so they're hidden before he arrives. You'll do great, John. Let me know if you need help. I remember a time a few months ago when I was at a train station and saw a traveler who looked completely lost. He was struggling with the ticket machine and seemed pretty stressed, so I went over to see if he needed a hand. It turned out his credit card wasn't working, and he was starting to panic because his train was about to leave. I could tell he was in a big hurry. I didn't want him to be stuck there all alone, so I just decided to pay for his ticket myself. He was so grateful and even tried to give me some cash, but I told him not to worry about it and to just help someone else in the future. Honestly, I felt really good about it afterwards. It was just a small thing, but helping him out really made my day. In this picture, I can see a busy city park on a sunny day. Starting at the bottom left, there's a family having a picnic together on a colorful blanket. They have a basket and some food spread out, and they look like they're having a great conversation. On the right side, a young boy in a striped shirt is jogging with his dog, which looks like a golden retriever on a leash. In the middle, I can see a few people strolling along a path near the water and a bridge that crosses the river. There's also a small playground and a snack stand surrounded by plenty of green trees. In the background, there are many tall glass buildings and skyscrapers. Overall, it looks like a really relaxing weekend where everyone is just enjoying the nice weather outdoors. Looking at the picture, I'd say a few things are going to happen next. First, the family on the blanket will probably finish their meal soon and start packing up their basket. I noticed a colorful kite on the grass, so the kids might try to fly it later if there's enough wind. Meanwhile, the boy with the golden retriever will likely keep running along the path and head towards the bridge in a moment. He seems to have a lot of energy, so he'll probably do a few more laps around the park before heading home. Also, as it gets later in the afternoon, more people will probably head over to the snack stand or the playground to make the most of the sunny weather. It seems like everyone is going to have a great time for the rest of the day. Hi. I looked at the computer options for our office. I really think we should go with the high end laptops. I know you like the desktops because of the dual monitors, they're great for productivity, but I think laptops are a better move for how we work now. With laptops, we can stay productive even when we work from home. We can basically work from anywhere. Even though the screens are smaller, the specs are very high. They're definitely powerful enough for all our heavy tasks. Plus, we have more client meetings lately. These laptops will make our presentations much easier to handle. I know you're worried about the battery life, but honestly, the mobility is a way bigger advantage for our workflow. We can just keep chargers at our desks to solve that. What do you think about going with the laptops? Excuse me, I need to talk to you about my order for a moment. I can see that the restaurant is really packed, so I hate to add to your stress. But there's an issue with my meal. I actually ordered the grilled salmon, but I received the steak instead. Normally, I wouldn't mind, but I don't eat red meat at all for health reasons, so I can't really have this dish. Could you please have the kitchen exchange this for the right order? I don't mind waiting a bit longer since I know you're short staffed today, but if it's gonna take a very long time, could you just check with the chef first and let me know? I really appreciate you helping me out with this mistake while it's so busy. Excuse me, I have a problem with my order. I see that you're very busy right now, so I don't want to add to your stress. But I actually ordered the grilled salmon and I got this steak instead. Since the kitchen is so busy, I don't want to wait for a new dish to be cooked. So I'll just keep the steak and eat it so I don't cause any more trouble for the staff. I understand mistakes happen when it's this crowded. But since it's not what I ordered, can I get a small discount on my bill? Or maybe a free dessert at the end of my meal? I think that would be a fair way to fix this mistake. I really appreciate you helping me out with this situation, even though it's so hectic today. Well, when it comes to the government limiting social media for kids under 16, I'd have to say I'm all for it. I think the biggest reason is that it protects them from being exposed to stuff they aren't ready for yet. At that age, you're just so vulnerable. It's really easy to stumble upon harmful content or even online predators, and that can seriously affect their safety and long-term development. Another thing is how it affects their daily routine, like sleep and school. I mean, we've all seen it. Kids staying up way too late, just scrolling through their feeds. Then they go to school the next day and they're totally exhausted and can't focus on their work at all. A legal limit would really help them get their sleep back and focus on more important things, like sports or hanging out with friends in person. I know a lot of people argue that this should be up to the parents, not the government. But to be honest, these apps are designed to be super addictive, and it's getting harder for parents to handle it on their own. So, yeah, I think it's a necessary move to protect our kids. Well, looking at this idea of the government legally limiting social media for teens, I'd have to say I'm actually against it. The biggest reason for me is that it's a matter of personal freedom. Teens today use these platforms to express themselves and stay connected with their friends. If the government just bans it, it feels like we're taking away their right to be part of the modern world. I mean, every kid is different, so it should really be up to the parents to decide what's best for their own family. Another thing is that a legal limit probably wouldn't even work. Let's be real, kids are very tech savvy these days. They will easily find ways around the law by using fake birth dates or different apps. Instead of just banning everything, I think we should focus more on teaching them how to use the internet safely. We need to help them manage their time responsibly, rather than just taking the phone away. I know people are worried about the risks, but a strict ban is just a temporary fix. It's much better to guide them through it. So, yeah, I'd prefer education over a legal ban. Hey! You won't believe what I'm seeing right now. I mean, I'm at the zoo, and there are these three monkeys wearing really bizarre human clothes. On the left, there's one dressed like a professional chef. It's wearing a tall white hat and is even holding a big wooden spoon. Anyway, right in the middle, another monkey is wearing a sparkly pink ballet tutu and even has a tiny tiara on its head. It looks totally ridiculous. And on the right, the third monkey is in a formal black tuxedo with a red bow tie, like it's going to a fancy party. They are all just sitting there on the grass behind the wooden fence, looking totally calm despite the outfits. This is honestly the weirdest thing I've ever seen at a zoo. You should really come here and see this for yourself before they leave. Talk to you later.